Right, we're seeing developments in Ekiti State ahead of elections there in 2026. There is alignment, realignment, and endorsement. What does this all mean for the sitting governor, Governor Oyebanji? We'll be speaking with him now. He joins us via Zoom from that state. Good to have you join us, Mr. Governor.
Good evening.
So that was a really large crowd at your endorsement rally today, not just your endorsement rally, also for the president as well. But beyond the mega rally today, we've seen former Governor Ayodele Fayose, Senate Leader Akpeyemi Bamidele, alongside other prominent political leaders, assure you of their support ahead of that election. How well positioned would you say you are for re-election in 2026?
Well, we are well positioned for next year's election as a government and as a party. And that is one of the reasons why today's event took place. What happened in Ekiti State today is historic and it's unprecedented. It has never happened in the history of Ekiti State since its creation. This is the first time that all stakeholders will be coming together to endorse a sitting president and a governor. So it speaks to the confidence that the people has in Mr. President and in a modest achievement as a government in Ekiti State. So we are well posed for the election. We are ready. And like I said in my speech, we will post a better performance in the presidential election and the governorship elections than we did in 2022 governorship and 2023 presidential elections.
And what would you say to those who say, well, it is easier to endorse an incumbent than to search for a new candidate who may or may not win that election?
Well, the people are wiser. There's a saying that the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Ekiti people have seen, they've felt, and they can touch the achievement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last 2.5 years that we have been in the saddle, and they've seen what true leadership can bring to bear in the life and the living conditions of the people. And I don't think any reasonable Ekiti man will want to change a winning team. They have spoken loudly today, and they will speak louder in next year and 2027 general elections.
But the opposition is also not resting on its oars. We've seen two former deputy governors, a former speaker of the State House of Assembly. There was also a former secretary to the state government, and then a former commissioner for information now defecting to the ADC. And they've asked that you should start preparing your handover notes come 2026. How do you react to that, Mr. Governor?
Well, opposition is good for democracy. They are content creators. The election is June 20 next year. And the result will be hard for everybody to see. I don't have any comment about that. Let them put themselves together, but the people will decide which direction to go. There's nothing to fear.
It doesn't, it's not concerning to you to see such political heavyweights and move to a new coalition that also has heavyweights at the national level?
Well, I will speak for Ekiti State. The people you mentioned are prominent indigenes of these states, but they don't have the capacity and the ability to ruffle our feathers in Ekiti State. As of today, all the living former governors of these states are with us. All the former deputy governors, except one, are with us. And the decider of the politics of Ekiti State, all of them are with us. And how I wish you can play back the rally today and see the joy in the faces of our people. Is so organic. And Ekiti people, we don't pretend. We have spoken to them, we have spoken loudly. What they are saying is that they are for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and those that have decided to mass themselves into opposition, which I see next year and 2027.
You mentioned earlier, Mr. Governor, that the reason for that endorsement, especially for yourself, is perhaps, because of your performance. But there's also now a disagreement over your performance in the last 3.5 years. About 6 days ago, health workers, as we reported here on TVC, declared support for your re-election. However, we saw a civil society group that have tagged themselves to Make Ekiti Great Again score you quite low in the areas of infrastructure, education. They also mentioned health, poverty alleviation, youth employment and welfare of civil servants. How do you balance both scorecards, one from the health workers, another from a coalition of civil society?
As at the last count yesterday, over 300 stakeholders and groups in Ekiti State have endorsed Mr. President and myself. The so-called coalition groups are not known to us in Ekiti State. These are social media jesters. We don't know, they are faceless. But my attitude is we are dealing with the real people who live in the communities and in the wards, those that are directly benefiting from all the reforms of Mr. President and what we have been able to do due to the President's support. You know, the beauty of democracy is people are entitled to their opinions and not to their facts. But the fact of the ground speaks to one thing, that Ekiti people have endorsed the President, they are happy with him, they have confidence in him. And everything we have been able to achieve in this state, we are able to do that because of the strong support from the President. They have spoken, and so shall it be. So the so-called, what do you call them now? Civil society groups, we don't know them here, we don't know their address, but that is the beauty of democracy. They can continue to entertain themselves.
And if you do not, by chance, win that election, Mr. Governor, what would be your reaction? And that's one question. Also, just to add to that, people worry that as the election begins to approach, governance is forgotten. It takes a backseat over election. How would you assure the people of Ekiti State that you will continue to focus on governance even whilst you are preparing for election?
Well, one interesting thing to note is that today's endorsement is being peopled by independent stakeholders. Government has no hands in it. So we are focused on governance. We will work till the last miles. With endorsement or no endorsement, we are not going to be distracted. And I keep telling Ekiti people that they elected us to serve them. And Mr. President has put us on our toes, so we are not going to look back. So politics campaign will not distract us. The state is on autopilot. All the structures and institutions of government, they are playing their roles. So politics will not affect our delivery. We are sure in Ekiti State of total victory. And on to your question, that perchance if we lose the election, well, I'm not God, but I can tell you confidently that there's no way we can lose that election. It's impossible for us to lose that election because there's no opposition in Ekiti State and there's no viable candidate to challenge us. We have the people with us. If performance is a factor in electoral victory, there's nothing to fear.
Mr. Governor, you've spoken confidently. We'll continue to monitor development in Ekiti State. I'm sure that we will speak to you over and over again. You avail us of your presence when we call on you. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Governor. Biodun Oyebanji, Governor of Ekiti State.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right, let's